and the stairs. Well, I can turn the stairs off, I think. Boom. How about that? Well, now it should be live now. Hey, YouTube, boys and girls, give us just a minute. Patty's here. Don't panic. But she is trying to get Mama hooked up on her iPad. So actually on a Kindle. Y'all got to see that little piece of magic there when I turned the stairway off. Oh wait, I can do that too. No. Yeah. Living room. Boom. That's so cool. Now I can't turn off the reflection. I just have to keep my head in front of that reflection. Yeah, you saw me. I turned those lights off remotely. That was like my one of my favorite Christmas gifts. The kids got me a. Well, not the kids. Guillermo and Chelsea, two of the kids, got me a Philips Hue set of the lights that you can remote control. And I'll tell you, it's very, very handy. We've got, for example, our outdoor lights. I actually added some lights to. They got me a pretty nice size starter kit, and I went on Amazon and got some some outdoor floodlights. And so on the corners of the house and on the two porches of the house, we've got those set on an automatic on and off. You know, so they come on a few minutes before dark, and they turn off a few minutes after daylight. And of course they're LED. They're all LED, so they use hardly any electricity at all. And so it's just very cool. And I was trying to get Patty to go turn off the lights back there behind us on her way up, and I realized I have my phone right here. It's all washed out with the light. Yeah, you can't see it. That's a little bit of an angle. Anyway, pretty neat that I can control that like that. So, Patty, you having trouble? You want to come talk and let me work on it?
I did that. I was having trouble about that.
Oh, she found it. All right, so she'll be with us in just a minute. Talk amongst yourself, because we've got some exciting stuff happening here at AldermanFarms. I hear it. Way to go. There goes Patty. Stepping over the dog gate. We got a dog gate to keep the dogs from wandering back there. Camping out with Mama. Hope y'all having a great day. It's been a whirlwind around here. Just wait till you hear. Let's see here what I need to be doing. Hey, Kayla Beth on Facebook. Y'all give me just a minute. I got to figure out how to. Yeah. I didn't have time. Normally I go online. I go to Facebook first and do all the sharing of the link and all that. And I need what I need to do, but I didn't have time. I got hung up. Let's see what I need to do here. No, I don't want to do that. So we're kind of you could call this technical difficulties. We'll call it a technical delay. How about that? How do I get rid of that? That's how I get rid of that. So I'll come here and I go here and I click that, and here comes Patty to save the day. Woohoo! Anyway, all right, I'm coming back. All right, there we go. We got 4 people watching on Facebook, and we got a little crowd building on YouTube. That's great. We appreciate it. Come on, honey, I'm chomping at the bit.
Well, I'm sorry I had to shut down the fireplace.
Do you want to talk about all the exciting news first, or you want to talk about?
I have red too, just like you.
It does.
I have on a pink shirt. I don't usually wear much pink.
Look like we got a memo. Look like we got the memo to wear matching clothes. Go get your notebook, honey. I'd have been ready if I hadn't been waiting on her.
Oh, well, you should have seen him running around here.
I had all afternoon to get ready.
And he's been getting ready.
And I have been getting ready. I've been working on it, but then I forgot about like power and all that kind of stuff. Hey, Deep South, y'all chilling? Marie Weiss chilling in Oklahoma as well. Speaking of Deep South, we'll go ahead and get this out of the way right here.
Yep.
The Deep South Spring Gathering. Can't wait. Coming up on
So
March
excited.
the 11th. Man, that'll be here like day after tomorrow. Is March 11th day after tomorrow?
It's just a little bit over a month, and so I'm so excited.
That's crazy.
I've chatted with Wanda a little bit about it, and they've got a huge area to have the get together in.
Wanda, didn't you tell me you're expecting like 12,000 people?
No, you're gonna scare people away.
No, but yeah, I bet there's gonna be a couple of 300 folks.
It's gonna be anywhere from 200 to 500 people.
That's awesome.
We just have no idea, or Wanda has no idea exactly how many people are coming. But there's lots of people that have told her for sure they're coming, and then there's lots of others that we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
By the way, Wanda, so I've got a semi-announcement for you. Semi because it's not official yet. I'm waiting on confirmation, but I may be bringing some goodies from a company that we love.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll let you know as soon as I get confirmation of that. And
some giveaways. So.
Yeah, some stuff to give away, and I'm hopeful about that. So I'll let you know once we know for certain.
For sure.
So you want to talk about like all of our news, or
did
you want to talk about this stuff
Did you
first?
tell the date of I want to show that.
I did, March 11th.
March 11th. Okay, I'm sorry. And a lot of us are going over early. We're going to get down there on Friday, not to Wanda and Danny's because they're going to be really busy, but we're going to get down there on Friday. We're staying hopefully at Flint Creek Water Park. I better write myself a note.
You better write yourself a note, girlfriend.
Yeah. I've got a lot of stuff to do next week.
You do.
But I got to finish up a special project I've been working on.
And we'll talk about that in a minute. We're not going to talk about it yet.
Flint Creek. Anyway, that's a campground. It's just 2 hours from us?
No, it's a little better than that.
A little better than that.
I can't remember.
But anyway,
because it's been too long since we've been over there.
It's been a while. It's been the longest stretch we went without seeing Donda
and Wandy? Donda and Wanny.
Wanda and Danny. But anyway, so we're looking forward to seeing them. But we're gonna get to see a lot of other people. Tara from Living on a Dime is coming down, and Mike.
I was gonna say she ain't coming by herself.
She's not coming by herself.
Michael's coming.
But they live in Colorado. They're from Dining on a Dime, and they're going to be here. They're going to come stay a few days with us.
Dining on a Dime, Living on a Dime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dining on a Dime. I'm sorry, is the cookbook. Living on a
Dime is who they are.
Yeah.
That's who they be.
But anyway, so they're coming, and they're going to stay a few days with us, and then we're going to go over there, and then kind of up in the air about after the meetup, what direction they're going. But anyway, they may be back here with us, or they may go on straight down to New Orleans.
Well,
Anyway.
There's a post, currently a post in the Deep South Homestead Spring Gathering group on Facebook where Tara she's polling the attendees to see if anybody's heading to New Orleans.
Yeah, if anybody's heading down that way, they need to hitch a ride.
And but look, if not, they can come back here.
Yeah, they'll come back here, and we'll bring them down Monday. So.
Yeah. So
yeah, no big deal.
No big deal. Hey.
Anyway.
I kind of hope that's what happens, really.
Yes.
I mean, the more time we can spend with them, that'd be.
They have been really been helpful to us, and just sharing a lot of information with us and everything. But anyway, so that's giving you hints about what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, let's show. Last week we prayed for Jenny Pratt, Mike's wife. She was having a little surgery, and she has done well, so we praise God for that. But in the meantime, Mike has been working. He's been being Mr. Mom and taking good care of Jenny, but he's also been baking. And we got to have the Pratts down here, Tommy, because Mike can teach you some things in the kitchen.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah, he could teach you some things in the kitchen, because Jenny hasn't made the sourdough. Mike made sourdough. And so they got some of our sourdough starter at
the Homesteaders of America's
conference.
Right?
Yeah. They got a
some
sourdough,
dehydrated.
Yeah, dehydrated sourdough starter. And so he just got it started it's been about 2 weeks now since he started the first batch, because he's made bread one time and he's making a second batch.
And listening to the two of them on the phone. You know, he would email me and stuff. I said, Mike, you better
Yeah, he would email Tommy and ask him questions, and
I'm like,
Tommy's
call
like,
Patty,
yeah.
dude. You know, and so, and I could hear his voice. You know, he gets excited, and I could hear him. So he gets it going, you know,
Yeah.
and then I get this excited email for him with a picture attached because he didn't know if something was like bad wrong. And if he,
blow up.
yeah, did he need to like call the Department of Environmental Quality or something and cordon off the house? And this is the picture that he sent. And we're like, no, that's exactly what it's supposed to do.
Did we say that?
I knew that when I saw it.
Oh, you knew it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think
Anyway.
I told him call Patty. I said, but I think that's what it's. I said, I think you've got cause to say. I don't know. Maybe I just thought it.
Yeah.
And then he posted this online after he got confirmation that that's what it was supposed to do.
Well, I mean, actually, you know, his starter was doing so good, it was like starting to come out of this jar. So, I mean, you really don't want it to overflow, but you want it to grow. And
you want it to be so active that happens if you don't do what you're supposed to do.
But I was encouraged because that was back in October when he got his starter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this is January. It was January when he did
it's
that.
Not.
It was January when he did that.
Oh.
It was last week.
Well, you said this is January.
And I changed. Okay.
You did. I'm
I
sorry.
Did. I
My
corrected
bad.
myself.
You did.
You don't have to correct me. I correct myself.
Sorry. Hi, Erica.
Anyway, oh, I don't have my iPad.
I'll go get it.
Excuse me. Anyway,
I'll be back.
So, but his starter, I was so excited because the starter, and I had made the starter, dehydrated the starter about a month before the conference. So, say that was September, October, November, December, January. So it was 4 months old, and so it was really encouraging to me that he was able to get such an active starter. Of course, it depends on your yeast that's floating around in your house too, because that has to do with it. Because even though he had some of my naturally wild yeast that I had caught and dehydrated, he also was catching some from his house too. So as he was feeding his starter and everything, so he really did a great job. And let's see, well, oh, that's the same picture. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find his bread pictures. Tommy walked away. Anyway, this is his bread pictures here, Tommy.
Huh?
This is his bread pictures here.
Yeah, all these pictures.
This is too.
Uh-huh.
What is that?
That's when it doubled overnight.
Oh yeah, that's his overnight rise. So he just did a really great job. Here's Andrew helping him make the bread, and then of course there's the finished bread. So anyway, he did a great job making the sourdough. So I was really proud of him for doing that. And he's supposed to be trying cinnamon rolls. I haven't seen where he's gotten to make the cinnamon rolls yet, but he will be on to that shortly, I'm sure, because I think Jeannie was wanting some. So you know.
Marie, you have to use very tiny hooks.
What are you talking about?
She asked how you catch wild yeast.
Oh, it's just naturally occurring in the air and everything. You bring it in your house on fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. So it's in here, and so it gets caught in the dough. You know what? I can make sourdough bread. I can make sourdough starter, and I can dehydrate it. But I am not an expert on
the science of it.
The science of it. Thank
Hey,
you.
but in Michael Pratt's group, in the Pratt Family Homestead group, the Pratt Pack on Facebook, there was a guy that posted a link to a show on NPR that actually talked about the science of sourdough.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I need to go and listen to that.
Yeah,
I would like to know that information, but I'd be honest, I really don't know. I learned how to make sourdough from Tommy's aunt, Donna's Foot. We actually have her cookbook. It's a lot of old recipes and stuff, family recipes, and she has her sourdough written out in there. Now, I do things a little different from her now, but she's the one I originally learned how to shape my loaves and everything. And so, you know, I don't know the science behind it. That's how I learned.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So I thought I shared it. Maybe I didn't, but Anyway, so yeah, Marie, make sourdough, and if you make it, they will come. they're just in the environment, and the population differs, and the activity of the population is different based on the temperature and humidity and all that kind of stuff, But it's not like you have to build little tiny yeast traps. I mean, well. A sourdough starter is a tiny little, it's a yeast trap,
Yeah, it is. And you're giving it an atmosphere to grow in by mixing either water and flour or milk and flour. And I do put sugar in mine. So, everybody does it a little bit different. Sherry at 7D doesn't use any sugar in hers. And she may not use all in her bread either. I'm not sure. I can't remember that. It seemed like we had that discussion.
She may be on here in a little while to tell us. But,
yeah. But anyway,
so Patty's the sourdough queen, and I guess Michael is now the sourdough princess.
He's the princess. That's right.
The sourdough princess, Michael Pratt.
Tell me, my thing's not doing right. What time is it?
I don't know.
See, it keeps showing when Marie asked how.
Marie asked that? I don't know. I wonder if it's
you got my chat backwards, maybe?
No. I don't know. Start it over or something.
What's the bottom one on yours? Yeah, JM's the last one on yours.
Yeah.
See, I didn't turn my iPad
Well,
on.
Marie, I'm going to tell you how to do that in just a minute.
What?
Marie says she needs to get some of your starter. We're going to tell you how to do that in just a minute. That's one of the exciting developments that we're going to talk about.
Here, fix this thing, please.
All right, you talk.
And I'm going to check off my list. So.
It's like it keeps refreshing.
I know, but
it just goes back.
My chat's not doing right, y'all. Sorry about that. All right, we talked about Mike's bread, and Jenny's doing good. One thing we want to share with y'all is we have a couple of friends that have some books coming out, and we're so excited. I can't wait. I like books. If I can find the pictures. See, I got to do the pictures.
All right, it's working
All right.
now.
All right,
do it?
Tommy do the pictures. He wants to do the pictures. So.
Yeah. So first one is
Jen. Yes, I am bringing the sourdough starter to the gathering. I definitely am going to be doing that.
Hey,
I'm working on it right now. So
I actually clicked the wrong one in the order of the links, but that's okay. We'll talk about Amy Fuell's book, The Homesteader's Herbal Companion, the ultimate guide to growing, preserving, and using herbs. In it, you'll learn to choose the best herbs, and I can't read that; it's too small.
Well, I sound like you're doing a commercial, so let me talk.
Okay, you do it.
How about that?
Right.
She's going to be talking about growing, preserving, and well, she already has. It's waiting to be out right now, right?
Yeah, it's available for pre-order,
yeah.
and there is a link in the description of this video.
She writes about growing, preserving, and using the herbs, and lots more. But that just excites me so much because
keeping your critters healthy.
Yeah, she talks about how to use it on your animals as well as on yourself. The different things that she teaches you how to make. But here's the thing: there's not a lot of books out there. Well, there's a lot of books out there about herbs that she tells you about growing herbs, and they'll even tell you what they're good for. But in this book, she teaches you how to actually use them, how to preserve them, and everything. So I can't wait for her book to be out.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm gonna.
We haven't pre-ordered ours. I confess that because Amy, I didn't realize it was. I don't know how I missed that. But we're going to remedy that.
Well, Linda Ennis didn't miss it. She
no, I saw that.
Hers.
Linda ordered hers. But we'll have ours pre-ordered as well. I promise you that.
Well, and I was thinking, too, I wanted to find out. I guess they'll be out way before the conference, probably.
April.
Amy, was it April?
Right, Amy? I think I saw when I went to go snatch that photo. Sorry for swiping your image.
Oh, she's got a forward by Joel Salatin.
Shut up.
Wow, that's awesome.
Wait till wait till Jason hears that. They're like personal friends or something. To hear him tell it.
Oh, now.
Why did I think Jared? I don't know why Jared popped in on my
I don't know. But anyway,
I think Jared's still alive.
I know. We haven't talked to him in a long time.
I have. I've chatted with him a little bit about YouTube stuff. My old
Nina
buddy
says,
Jared. He's
Patty,
going to be at Deep South. Sorry.
Nina says, can you make gluten-free bread with the starter? Well, I'm sure you probably could, but my starter is made with wheat flour, milk, and sugar. So it's not a lot. What you get is let me see. Here's a package of it right here. it's about 1/4 of a cup of starter. It's gonna wash out.
There you go.
Anyway,
Pull it back. Oh.
anyway, there it is. But it's about 1/4 of a cup, and what you would do, I send instructions and everything too about how you feed it and get it going and everything. I don't know if you could convert it over to gluten-free or not, but you've got to realize it's gonna have a little bit of flour content because you're gonna, if you start it with my starter. But there are gluten-free starters, and I have not played with gluten-free sourdough, but I know you people are doing it. So
Yeah.
Anyway,
Ready to go on our next book?
okay, yeah, let's go on to Ann's book.
In the next book, now you know because Patty said it's Ann's book.
Yes.
And Asita Scott, A Farm Girl in the Making, A Farm Girl's Guide to Preserving the Harvest. It is also available for pre-order, and there is also a link in the description of this video from which you can do that.
Yep.
And Ann is an absolute hoot. We met her for the first time at the Homesteaders of America conference in October, and just an absolute hoot. And we're excited about this book as well. You know, we're interested. I'm interested in old-timey preserving, and
Yeah.
so
she's got that's gonna have current stuff, old time stuff, everything in
Yeah.
it. So I'm
Yeah.
so excited about it.
So go get it, and we have pre-ordered our copy of that one.
Yeah, when you've got to do Amy's, because she did
I will.
confirm that it is April is the launch date. So we need
Yeah.
to go ahead and pre-order
Yeah,
that.
I'll do that tonight.
So,
if I think about it. Help me
Because I was
remember.
kind of thinking we'd get it at the conference.
No, I don't want to wait that long.
No, I'm gonna wait that long. Speaking of the conference.
because we're going to have a bunch of herbs. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I've got some herbs planned to plant. So.
All right, so we've got so far. This is going to be a busy year for conferences for us. We've got
Yes.
3 lined up, and we're actually participating in all 3. We're going to be talking about. Tell me what we're going to be talking about. We've mentioned the Deep South Homestead Spring Gathering, March the 11th, and
Well,
what are we talking about?
Well, Wanda has been getting things together and everything, and trying to line up some things, some people to talk and stuff like that. And so I don't know if she's really got her agenda set. So I really hate to say too much about that because she hadn't really put that out there yet. So
Okay.
I think she's lining things up, but she is looking at getting some different ones to speak and to talk. And it's going to be, a gathering for us to get to fellowship and eat together. We're going to be bringing our wares to sell and everything too.
I think
We're
that's
gonna have
why.
a little
Correct me if
vendors
I'm wrong
area.
here, Wanda. But that's why she kind of stayed away from the word conference because she wanted it
Yeah.
to be more of a gathering, and people just enjoying one another. And but there will be some educational.
Yeah, we'll be
stuff.
talking a little bit and everything. So,
Night food forest.
anyway, but so we are going to be there. So we're excited about that, and it's not necessarily a conference, but it's a meetup and education.
And it's something we're looking very
Yeah.
much forward to.
Yes,
It's going to
it'll
be
be a
great.
good time,
You know,
yeah.
it's really going to be fun.
Mhm.
So then, the next thing happening is in May. We'll be returning to the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference. This time in Cookeville, Tennessee, and Patty has a little news about that.
Yes, I'm going to be doing a sourdough workshop.
The secret to successful
class.
sourdough.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep. So
So-
I'll be there doing that. So I'm excited about doing that. I'm nervous about doing that. I've never done a class before. So I'll.
And
I'll
it's a
get an
little
opportunity.
nerve-wracking because you know how
Yeah.
you serve. She knows how her yeast behaves. Her wild yeast behaves here. She knows how the sourdough.
I've never traveled my sourdough starter and
Yeah.
all that stuff, and so that this was just, it was kind of a spur of the moment thing. I just talked to Patera today, and she started texting with us over the weekend and everything, and so I'm excited. I'm excited about it. I'm a little nervous about it. I hadn't put a lot of thought into it, but yet my mind's going crazy too. So, anyway, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
It'll
So
be fun.
then,
It'll
and
be
then of
fun.
course in October, we will be returning to the Homesteaders of America conference, And look at there with her banner and everything. Conference speaker 2018, Patty Alderman, making bread. And I meant to put dollars. I meant to tell you, Amy, to put dollar signs on both sides of that first word, bread. Making bread with bread. Because that's really the play on words there. Patty's going to talk about.
Yeah, Tommy came up with that little slogan. I was so excited. I thought that was so cute. But you know, I mentioned to Amy back in October at the last conference that I would like to do a workshop, or it's really not a workshop. I guess it's like a class.
More of a class. Yeah.
And start. What is the name of bread with bread? Because I'm gonna tell my story about how I was able to get started at the farmers market and how it has really led into other things for us.
Almost everything else.
It really has. It's led into everything else. Of course, I was gardening before, but I wasn't selling any vegetables. Would you grab my phone when you come back too? He thought old Pete would need to go to the bathroom. But
boy, he hurried to his pillow.
He said, "No, I don't want to go outside." But anyway, so I'm really excited about that. I've actually had more time to think about that because, like I said, I had talked with Amy and mentioned that. I think I did back in October. It may have been since then. But anyway, so we've been talking about it and throwing around some different ideas. I would really like to. I will have some baked bread there for people to sample, and so I'm going to actually be sharing some of my favorite recipes, not just sourdough, but some of my favorite recipes and what really helped me launch into the farmers market. You know, because I really had not mastered sourdough at that time. You know.
No, that's right. The mastery of sourdough came later.
It really did, and so you know, so I'm excited about sharing that workshop because, you know, who can't use an extra income, and for housewives and moms at home, it's hard. It's hard to have a part-time job sometimes, and sometimes, you know, you like, you know, writing stuff and blogging. That's not me. I don't do that. You know, I'm not that wordy. And when I sent her 2 sentences about stuff, and she turned it into this 2 or 3 paragraphs, and I'm like, I don't have that many words, you know. I can talk, but I can't write, you know. So anyway, but I'm just really excited about both. I'm excited for the opportunity.
Yeah, it'll be good.
It's a blessing. So anyway.
And we're looking to, you know, all 3 places. We're looking forward to hugging necks of people that we've grown to really care about and appreciate.
Yeah. And hadn't got to see in a long time. That's
yep. Right. So.
Yep. So.
Okay. So back to.
All right. Yeah. You talk and let me scroll through comments.
All right. So back to Tara and Michael. Now, Patty hadn't just been talking to Tara. I've been talking to Michael because I've needed some technical expertise because Tara has created a monster over here. And so we're happy to announce.
She's giving me bunches of ideas.
Now but the thing is, and to be fair, we've talked about this kind of stuff for a long time. Gonna do it.
For years, I have told him because he's the writer.
I'm talking about this.
Well, let's see what that is.
That's our store.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead. Then
we got a store.
Yes.
Now. Actually, we got 2. Here's a little thing. So there's a link in the description to the Alderman Farms store. It's just aldermanfarms.net/store. And when you click on that link, it'll bring you here. Look at Blue. Ain't he fine? Y'all, Blue got hit by a car, but he's fine. I'll tell you about that later, maybe. And you'll notice right there at the top says for digital products like ebooks, click here, and I'll do that in a minute. And we're such rookies at this, and we don't have the right kind of account to calculate shipping and all that kind of business. So we just went to the post office and got the lowest shipping rates we could find, and we couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And just built them into the price. So there's no shipping. Where the price you see is the price it costs. So here's the part of the store that's the, is it scrolling? Maybe I hadn't got to that part yet.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be scrolling. I don't know if it's scrolling or not. No, it didn't scroll. Well, my doggone web capture thing didn't work.
We'll go back to our picture.
Rats. So anyway.
Yeah, he was just scrolling, showing y'all the.
Yeah, I was just scrolling up and down on the webpage.
We all have to go to the webpage to see it.
It wasn't moving. Yeah, so go to the webpage. You'll see what I'm talking about. And if you click on where it says digital store at the top, or on the main store page where it says for digital products, click here. If you click there, you'll notice we've got one digital product up there, and it's free. It's my PDF download of When Trauma Strikes. But sometime in the very near future, there'll be a product that you can buy for a low price and no shipping at all, because it's a digital download.
That's right.
Any guesses? You want to let them guess, or we're just going to put it up and tell you what it is?
Yeah, they can guess, because we didn't tell Amy. Amy needs to put up the link to the Homesteaders of America conference too. We didn't ask her to do that. Please put that up, Amy.
Yeah, Amy, put the link to the Homesteaders of America conference.
And Wanda too for.
And Wanda, if you've got a link you want to put for the other thing, and if there's anybody in here with the Appalachian conference, put that up there. Hush, you dogs. Sorry. I hope that's closed.
I hope it is too. It's closed.
Come on, go get it.
Oh, it's closed.
Come on, Sarah, go get it.
Okay. The dogs outside are barking, so they're barking.
So
okay.
that means the dog's inside barking.
All right, and I want to say thank you to Linda Ennis too, and she says she can't wait to hug her neck, so I can't wait too. But and she's gonna be on the front row of my bread class. So thank you, Linda. Be my encouragement. All right, we have cookbook.
All right, you got to be more specific. Well, too late, I guess.
Yes, go ahead and put the picture up.
All right, here we go.
And it's almost done.
This is her first.
My first.
But she's already got a list of follow-on books. And somebody has already guessed what the next one's going to be.
Yep.
Here's the first one. This is going to be the cover of it.
So far.
As of now, we think that's going to be the cover of it.
I don't know. It kind of looks funny now looking at it like that.
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. Maybe I should have held one Instant Pot.
I think you should have.
What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Poll?
Yeah, maybe we could put up some alternatives. 20 simple Instant Pot recipes, all tried and tested, and actual recipes that I have eaten.
That's what
and one of them we ate yesterday. And today. Have mercy.
I've been cooking Instant Pot because I'm testing. I'm making sure they're just right before I put them in the book. So.
Patty don't want to put a recipe out there she hadn't done, and so she makes sure she's got all the instructions just right and whatever. And yesterday, Patty's one of Patty's sisters, Evie, was here, and they conspired together. And tell them about that.
We really liked Evie's meatloaf. I don't care for meatloaf too much. I've made it before, and Tommy's always liked it, but I
like it.
I just never cared for it, so it's not something I've really made. And I thought really bad one time we went to Golden Corral, or a couple of times we went to Golden Corral with the two younger kids, and Carl-Ann and Corey both came back. It's buffet, and they have steaks on there, steaks you can get, and they came back with meatloaf, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Why do you have meatloaf? And they're like, oh, we like meatloaf and all this. And I'm like, it's a shame I don't make meatloaf. But anyway, my sister Evie comes up a lot. Mama likes meatloaf, and so she'll bring meatloaf and half for Mama, and we eat it too and everything. And I really like her meatloaf. She puts barbecue sauce in it too, and she puts some ketchup. But anyway, so I wanted to put a meatloaf recipe in the cookbook because I wanted to do some one-pot meals, and so I figured we could put meatloaf in. I'm using my hands to show you. I just can't see them, but that's okay. You don't have to turn it down. I put the meatloaf in.
Well, raise your hands up so they can see.
Well, they didn't know I was doing it until I told them. I'm from Louisiana. I talk with my hands. But in one of the little bread pans that I use, the little throwaway bread pans, which I use them multiple times. But anyway, we put the meatloaf in there, put potatoes and green beans around it, and for a one-pot meal. And so I had this roll around my head. I didn't know if cooking it in the Instant Pot would make the meatloaf too moist, though. I didn't know if we'd need to tweak the recipe or anything. And so we changed a few little things, not much, and it was good.
It was
good.
fine.
It was good. In fact, my sister she thought it tastes just like hers when she does it in the oven, but she liked how well the one we did in the Instant Pot sliced, because hers wants to tend to fall apart right when you take it out the oven, but right out of the Instant Pot it didn't. So
And you
I'm
told them
real
about
excited.
putting the potatoes and beans around?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
It turned out really, really good.
And then we had a roast, an Instant Pot roast today.
Yeah, we had a roast today.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
So,
and so that's what, I have a few more things, let's see.
so hopefully within the next week, Patty's goal is this week to have that up and available on that digital store page at AldermanFarms.net.
Well, he'll put it up there. I can't do all that stuff.
For the low price of $5.
Yes,
$5 for 20 recipes.
for 20 recipes, so it's not bad. And it's going to be some basic things too: the rice, the eggs, just some simple recipes going into one pot meal. So. But I've got a red beans and rice recipe. I've made it before in my Instant Pot. I want to make it one more time just to make sure I have all my amounts written down correctly and everything. Because, I don't measure typically. I salt, just shaking it and all. And I have a squash bisque recipe. It's soup. But anyway, I have, I think, 3 soup recipes in the book. But the squash bisque is really good. It's different than any soup type thing that I've ever had. I've got the recipe from my friend Therese. I've not ever made it in the Instant Pot though. I think it will be very simple. I think you'll make it pretty much the same way as on the stove, except it'll take half the time. But I've got to test it out. I can't, in good conscience, I can't put it in the book without really testing it. So. But anyway, I'm excited about that. So I'll be cooking up a storm next week too.
And she let me edit it, and things. And one of the funniest things that she had in the ingredients list on several of the recipes, Tony's. And I'm like, baby, a lot of these people are Yankees. They don't have any idea what Tony's is. But she reminded me that it ain't like it used to be.
Yeah.
When we moved here, you couldn't get Tony's in Mississippi. I remember that.
Do you?
I think I remember that. Tony's Chachere's Cajun seasoning, and Zatarain's, is an alternative. And so I put in there, I changed it to say Tony's Cajun seasoning, parentheses, or equivalent. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least you put Cajun seasoning in case somebody don't know what it is. But people are asking if I indicated what size pot in the recipe that I used and what size pot I have. I have both size pots. I will need to go back and look at my recipes. I remember making a notation on one of my pots, on one of my recipes, about the pot sizes. Oh, because of the meatloaf. The meatloaf would not, the bread pan for the meatloaf, the bigger one. Let me go get it.
Go get it, honey. And here's the cool thing. We're brand new to this digital download business, but from if I think I understand correctly that we'll be able to update these books and you'll get the updates or something. I'm not sure about that. That blows my mind.
No problem with any of it or anything.
But we're going to go over it again, and it's not quite finished. She's got a couple more recipes to test, and then we got to do some additional edits.
Oh, and what I will be doing is making videos to go with each recipe.
Right.
Yeah. So, anyway,
Right,
as I cook them, I will be making videos. But I'm gonna make my videos live, and then can you go? Excuse me, y'all. Can you put a link in under the recipe that would go to a video?
In the book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna do that too. Anyway.
Well, not before the book's ready.
No, not before the book's ready. I don't have all the video. I haven't videoed everything. This is one of those little, just those throwaway tinfoil bread pans. Now, but from what I understand about the Instant Pot, anything that is oven safe can go in the Instant Pot. But anyway, what I did for my meatloaf, I just turned these little lips up like this because it wouldn't quite fit in my 8-quart Instant Pot. But no fear. What I did, and I cooked it for, well, I don't want to say what I cooked it for. I've been doing so much. I may say the wrong time, but I changed the time because see they had on the little ones, if you have just a 6-quart pot, these will go in the 6-quart pot, and so I adjusted the time to go in it. And so anyway, so I believe every single recipe in here you can do in the 6-quart pot. In fact, the reason I got the original pot I got was the 8-quart The reason I got it is because y'all know we grow our own chickens here a lot of times, and they're kind of big. And I wanted to be able to fit one of my whole chickens in my Instant Pot, so I got a very large one. And I do bone broth in it, and I'm glad I have a large pot to do that in it. But everything else, just about, I cook in my 6-quart. You know, if it will fit in my 6-quart, I do it in it because it takes less time to come to pressure. And so I'm almost positive. I did do the roast in the 8-quart, but you don't have to. I did a 3.5-pound roast, and I could have gotten that in my 6-quart because I'm just putting 2 cups of water in it. So you know, but I will go back. I'm glad you asked that. I'll go back on the recipes and say 6 or 8-quart. You know, 6 or better. You know. So.
And if you know, down in the link in the description of the video, if you hit the see more part, you know, it's a pretty long thing, and one of them in there says in Patty's Kitchen. And it's you know, all the stuff that she uses and loves, and the Instant Pot link in there is to the 8-quart on Amazon. But you can click that, go there, and then change the size from there.
Yeah.
So you want to tell them about?
Oh, Jen. Wait, I've got a few comments. So, JM said that Jen said that she does bacon wrapped meatloaf.
Oh.
I bet that is fine.
No matter the question, bacon is the answer.
With their ground chicken.
Nice.
That sounds good.
That does sound good.
Let's see. And Andy said he'll volunteer to be a tester.
Yeah, I bet.
You know, we were doing a live video one time. I was making pretzels, and our neighbor across the street, Eli, which we've introduced him a few times on live videos. He
sent a text message,
Yeah, he texted, "Do you need an extra tester?" Come on over. So
Come
he got
over.
here before we ended the taping, so it was funny. So, some people said, somebody said they use Zatarans, blackened seasoning. Linda said that. And
Zatarans is good.
Amy Sutterfield asked if you can cook etouffee in the Instant Pot. I'm not sure. I have my sister's etouffee recipe. That's the one that we use, and I'll be looking at some different recipes like that. And I'm gonna be doing another Instant Pot book on some more maybe complicated things, and I'm also gonna do a book on some quick fixings too. But all these, you know, that's down the line. But the etouffee will be in one of the two. Either if I can get it done to the Instant Pot, it'll be Instant Pot. If not, because I think etouffee is kind of fast. So I wanted to come up with some meals. You know, the Instant Pot is fast, but I wanted to come up with some meals for people that don't have an Instant Pot too. That is kind of fast. So
the whole idea of the Instant Pot is to save time. And
well,
although it's great to be able to cook complicated things, Patty wanted to first focus on beginning Instant Pot users.
Yeah, so many people are afraid of it. You know, because. And don't get me wrong, you have to be careful. You can't be careless.
Yeah, you can't be flippant about it.
You can't be careless with a pot of boiling water you have on the stove. But you know, but Chelsea, my oldest daughter, I don't know if she's used hers or not. She did say today that she just really don't have time to sit there and really just figure it out and everything. Now Cameron used it. What did he make? He made jambalaya.
Jambalaya.
Carly Ann's is still in the box, which Carly Ann's moved back home, so hers may stay in the box for a while. So,
and Carly Ann said she was afraid to use it.
Yeah, she was kind of scared to use it. But I always made a big deal with my pressure pot on the stove, you know, because I would have them turn the fire off or whatever, and I'd say, turn the fire off when the beeper goes off, but do not open that pot, you know. So.
Well, let's face it, it's a bomb. I mean, it's a bomb.
So you just have to be, but you know, if you're careful, if you read your instruction book and you know the hazards and you know what to do and what not to do, it's just a great fast way to cook food. And you know, some things are not necessarily faster, but it frees you because you're not standing over a pot stirring it or watching a pot, because you can set it. And I don't quite forget it. I still make sure my little
somebody
thing
said
comes
they
up.
use Tony's a lot.
Oh,
Marie did. Marie and somebody else.
Yeah.
else said it too. I saw it.
So, but
Tony's is
Linda
good
says,
stuff.
what's etouffee? All right, let me think. Shrimp Creole is in a red sauce. Etouffee is in
a cream sauce.
Yeah, more of a cream sauce. It's with shrimp. I guess you can do crawfish etouffee.
Crawfish, yeah.
Shrimp etouffee. It's kind of a Cajun-y meal. It's like a
Kinda.
Yeah, it is.
It's a Cajun meal.
But anyway, it's it's a gravy that you put over rice. Is that a good way to explain it? Made with
think
shrimp
so, yeah.
and onions and seasoned up real good. It's really good.
Spicy, most people like it kind of spicy.
Hey, Quake Lake.
All right, so you gonna tell them about, tell them about upcoming books, the ones that you have written down that you're gonna do.
Well, the next one I'm going to start working on is going to be my sourdough book, and then I may go to another instant. What I'm doing, y'all, is I'm thinking of my recipes and everything. I've got a list of the different ones I want to do, and so I'm organizing it like that. I've got my sourdough recipes, so I'm going to get on the sourdough book next. My goal is to have at least 3 books finished by the time we go to the gathering at down Deep South. So.
Woo.
What, I did this one in a week, didn't I?
That's true, yeah. Well,
I mean,
you're not done with it
I hadn't
yet.
done anything else,
You're
though.
not finished.
If you saw the house, woo! But anyway, I have been doing it, but I've been cooking a lot too because I've been testing out stuff. I want to make sure I do, because I've never done pasta in the Instant Pot, but I have now, and so I'm so excited about that. I actually made macaroni and cheese today, and I'm pleased with the way it turned out. It tasted very good.
It turned out great, and
So,
not only did
and
it
it was a
taste
lot
good,
faster.
the noodles were right, and
Yeah, the noodles were
and
just
everything.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Anyway, I just have a few little things, and this one's going to be finished. I may finish it tomorrow.
and so then what?
So sourdough.
Sourdough, and then what?
I don't know. It'll depend on which one I have the most
Oh,
categories
okay.
in.
Well,
Maybe
and
Instant
so
Pot again.
and then also on top of all that, Patty's she's been on me for years and years and years, and so she's provoked me and motivated me to get busy putting together some ebooks. So I'm working on 2. One of them is, and I've got a couple of expert high-dollar editors examining the manuscript of the story of my really, really bad, awful day back in December of 2016, telling the whole story of the dog attack. And then I can't decide. I'm also going to expand. About the free PDF trauma guide. Well, I'm going to turn that in. Not turn it. That'll always be available. But I'm also going to develop an expanded version where I talk about some of the principles in there at length. And I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to incorporate the story of that day and the following days into that same book or whatever. I don't know. But so that's ongoing, and it's February, and last February I started a little Instagram campaign I put together some little slides of some little lessons. They're kind of like Jack Handy lessons. I don't know if you know who Jack Handy is, but not really. They're not all funny, but lessons that I have learned in 30 years of marriage. Patty and I will be married 31 years in this July. And she has trained me. I haven't arrived, so these lessons are reminders for me too, but here's one. And they're all rule number 1. I think I'm up to 15 rules. I've got 15 rules, but they're all rule number 1. And the title of the ebook is going to be Marriage Tips for Men. And here's rule number 1. No, it's not okay to look. Don't believe me? Ask your wife. So this woman sitting right here needs to know that I only have eyes for her. And so you have to train, men, you have to train your eyes. In fact, Job, in the book of the Bible, Job, he's got a great saying that I internalized years ago, and that is, Job said, I have made a covenant with my eyes. Why should I look on a young woman? And so I don't want to launch into the biology of all of this, but men are visually stimulated creatures. And if I look at a steaming bowl of crawfish etouffee for any length of time, my mind is going to start thinking about that crawfish etouffee, and my mouth's going to start watering. So whether you're talking about an inappropriate image or a human being or a bowl of etouffee, interactions begin with the eyes. And so Job said, I've made a covenant with my eyes. And so I made a covenant with my eyes years ago. There are almost pornographic billboards on the interstate between here and Jackson going north. Well, I know where they are. And I can also tell you in detail what's on the other side of the interstate across from those, because when I drive, I avert my eyes, because you can't unring a bell, you can't unsee something, and our brains have the ability to call up images that you saw 30 years ago, one time, they're burned in. And so, thoughts come, but they're like birds of the air, but you can't stop them from even landing, but you can keep them from building a nest in your hair. And so that has to do with what you look at online, whatever. It's okay just to look. No, it's not okay just to look, for all the reasons I just said. But more importantly, perhaps, or at least just as importantly, if you think it's okay, ask your wife if she thinks it's okay for you to be looking at such things. And the answer is, if she's being honest, the answer is no. I've only got eyes for this woman right here, and she knows it, because of the way I conduct myself, and because I've made a covenant with my eyes. I know that I'm human, and I can't control a lot of things, but I can control my eyes. So anyway, look for that. I've started working on, that's going to probably be my first, I'll probably have that put together, and it'll be available on our digital store at Alderman Farms in the very near future. Happy Valentine's Day, boys. Hope I don't get you in trouble. Yeah, I ain't nobody. I'm just somebody that's learned a few things, That's all.
Amy says she feels a much bigger book is inside of you, too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh.
Thank you, Amy.
What I was going to say.
But pulling it out is like dentistry without anesthesia.
What I was going to say earlier when he first started talking about it, I have told him for years, let's put together these little books. And of course they would have been in print because that was before the digital age. But I said,
little booklets,
little
pamphlets.
booklets on how-to books. We need to do something like that. You need to write some. Telling him because I'm not the writer. Anyway, and Amy, I'm turning out these recipes. Writing recipes is different than writing.
Yeah.
I think. Tommy knows. He's had to correct them.
You did fine.
But anyway, my computer tells me when I spell words wrong.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's figured out every word I've tried to spell too. Sometimes my phone can't figure out what word I'm trying to spell.
And I don't know some of the corrections I've made. I'm not a big recipe book reader, and so Patty, the way Patty had things phrased may have been correct.
Well,
put chicken in pot. And I would put the word "the" in between chicken and pot.
But no, you're right. I'm wrong. That's just me. Let's do it fast. Put chicken in the pot.
Put chicken in pot.
I mean, just leave out "the." It's not important.
I don't know if it was necessary, but I changed some of those things.
Everybody would have known, but they'd have thought I forgot to put down "the."
No, probably not. Not if they're reading recipes. So
I don't think that's a recipe. I think that's a me thing, not a recipe thing. Am I right, y'all?
Yeah, maybe so. Oh, just like you forgot, I forgot. Right. So on this marriage tips for men thing, once I get the book put together, I'll be doing a video segment on each of the 15 rules. This has actually been a book I've had in me for a long, long time, and the title of it is Rules of Engagement ... and Matrimony. And but that's going to be the subtitle. The title's going to be Marriage Tips for Men. You know why? Google will like that. And so will YouTube. They'll like that. And that's people are probably searching for marriage tips for men. I guess if men care to look for help. But
probably
anyway,
so.
I hope it's helpful.
Probably
I hope maybe I can save some men some of the bruises that I incurred in the process of learning some of these lessons.
This packs a hard punch, don't it, baby?
Yeah.
Laura, I want to know how you killed your starter. What happened? She said she killed my starter.
You can't hear her, Laura, who?
Laura M.
Oh no. That's terrible.
Yeah. So anyway, I just want to know what happened.
Yeah, we need to know what happened. So email us.
Yeah. And hey, Sherry.
What were you asking? You were asking something. You said Sherry would know.
Sherry, we were talking about sourdough starter and everything.
We're almost out of time.
About how they're different and everything, and how people do them differently and all. And I said that I don't think you add sugar to yours, and I didn't think you added oil to your bread. Am I right about that? And I don't remember if you do milk or water to feed yours. Anyway, put it on there because we were talking about that earlier before you got in here.
Oh, look for a video this week on this.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to work on that thing.
No, it's not a robot bird. That is a picaroon. Google it. A picaroon from Log Ox, boys and girls. Our tool is complete. We ordered us a picaroon, a log pick, a log round pick. It goes into the end of the 38-inch extension handle, and it's pretty heavy. It's very heavy gauge metal. I don't know what the metal is, but I didn't ask them. It's very heavy, and Patty's going to use it. Bam! And so anyway, the only thing I'm missing is a bag. I got to order a bag, to keep my Log Ox nice and tidy when I'm not using it. I love that thing. I love that thing. And the people at Log Ox, I love those folks. They're a hoot.
Oh, okay, Laura, I remember now. Okay, all right. I was a little bit confused.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you had bought the starter thing that the packet that I sell. That's what I was just confused about it. I didn't know if you had gotten it at the conference. I just forgot. You've got somebody watching from somewhere you want to go. Your dream place that you want to go one day.
Australia?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Come on.
Yep.
Where is that?
Right here. Hello from Australia.
Hey, Jackie. How goes it down there? Down under?
He loves to talk like that.
Oh, man.
Is that the way your phone talks to you?
Yeah, Siri. I've got, listen, going back to this, to the marriage tips for men, I need to put this in there. I need to make this a tip. Men, if you've got an iPhone, make Siri a male voice.
Oh.
I don't need my phone sweet talking to me. So I've got an Australian male voice is the voice of my Siri on my phone.
I used to be extremely jealous, but I was not jealous of Siri. I promise.
No, and that's not the reason. It's not because, that's important. None of these things are because she demands it. But you know what? It's because she deserves it. It's a little way for me. I'll be with you in a minute. It's a little way for me to honor her. I'm all for the Pence rule, by the way. If you don't know what that is, Google it. He's right. Vice President Pence. He never has a meeting alone with a woman. He never goes to dinner alone with a woman and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And people just blast him about how terrible that is and blah blah blah. Well, guess what? There ain't nobody out there with a hashtag #MeToo talking about Vice President Mike Pence, are they? He's not in the same car with Harvey Weinstein, is he? He's not been accused of terrible behavior, has he? So maybe there's something to the Pence rule. Maybe it's just a common sense idea. Anyway, so I'm launching on that. So I need to remind me. That's number 16. I got 16 of them.
I wanted to say something. What I want to say. Oh, Amy said when she wrote her marriage blog, she was surprised that 55% of the readers were men.
Yes.
That's good.
I need to talk to you about some of that, Amy, about maybe some tags and things, I'd like to talk to you and get your expertise to find out if you did anything to reach them, if there was any hooks that I need to know about. But that's good stuff. And I'm probably going to turn these into blogs. That's another thing we didn't talk about. We've got a blog, but the last blog on there is the story of the dog attack. And the last one before that was months prior.
Yeah, Tara told me that. She checked. She told me that. She said, see, you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah. So anyway.
And Nunda says that they need to get the Log Ox holster and the picaroon. Oh, the holster is really good.
Yeah, the holster's worth every penny.
And we haven't used the picaroon, but I think I'm going to probably get more use out of that than Tommy, but we'll see. But I can't wait to try it.
Listen, it's obviously going to work because it's stout. It's going to work as a picaroon, but I'm going to tell you something. I might tote this with me just in the woods. You talk about a weapon right there. Look at the tip of that thing. Bam!
Tell me, what are the beignets? Laura's asking if I have a recipe for the donuts that they make in New Orleans. So she wasn't sure what they call them. Yeah, beignets.
Beignets. Ooh.
I think I do have a recipe somewhere.
We need to do that. You know what else you need to do? Funnel cake, too. You need to do your funnel cakes.
I did. Oh, a recipe?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to write beignet. How you spell beignet?
I don't know.
B-E-N.
B-E-N-Y-A-Y.
That's not how you spell it, but I'll know what it is because that's how I would spell it, where I know what it is.
Ah, I knew you would. All right, look, we could keep talking, but
what?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I want to finish going through the comments.
All right, you, because I just want to make sure we're over time, but I want to put our verses up. I've got 2 verses, actually 2 passages.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the one you see from us every week. Remember this, whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do all to the glory of God. And that's found in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 31. But look at this one I got, Patty. Woo, it's a whole book. Not really. Romans 12, 14 to 18. We heard a sermon on this morning, and it just was very well delivered. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse them. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Weep with those who weep. Live in harmony with one another. Don't be haughty, but associate with the lowly. Never be wise in your own sight. Repay no one evil for evil, but give thought to do what is honorable in the sight of all. And finally this, if possible, so far as it depends on you, live peaceably with all. That's good advice.
Yes.
And you know what? It's not advice.
Yeah.
It's a command that is found in the pages of Scripture.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we all get sideways with folks. We got folks that aren't easy to get along with, right? Also, if you go back in Matthew, Jesus said that if somebody has something against you, now listen to this very closely. If somebody has something against you, you go make it right with them before you can worship, before you go to worship. So many times we twist those words around and we think it says, if I've got something against somebody, I need to go make it right. That ain't what he said, y'all. He said if somebody else has something against you, then you need to go make it right. Make every effort to make it right. Well, what do you do if they refuse? Well, you do the best you can, humbly and sincerely, and then it's up to God. But you make the move. And so as much as if possible, so far as it depends on you, live peaceably with all. That's words to live by. Of course they are. They're found in Scripture. Mm-hmm. Read that whole chapter. Read the whole book of Romans.
That's good.
But it'll kick you in the teeth.
Yeah,
that kicked me in the teeth. There's some things I have to do in my life based on that sermon today and from the sermon last week. Mm-hmm. And I have to because it's a commandment.
That's right.
So, all right. What else?
And thank you, Orphan Lady and Jen. They know how to spell beignets. And you're from Louisiana. You don't know how to spell it.
No.
Cannot believe that English major and all.
That's one of those.
And,
that's one of those I before E words except after C, and on these 1,400 other examples where that rule is not true.
And your buddy's in here. We talked about him. He's going to have to go back and watch the video, see what he said.
You don't want to tell him?
Princess is here.
The sourdough princess. Patty's the sourdough queen. Michael Pratt is the sourdough princess, y'all. He's kicking it. He is kicking tail. We showed your pictures, Mike. We showed
we went and captured
your
them
bread.
on Facebook.
We made Andrew famous, helping you knead that bread, and you did a great job.
Yep.
All right, what else? She wrote down when I told her Beyay.
Well, I know what it means. I'm gonna have to look that recipe
That's
up.
the way it ought to be spelled. Beignet.
Beignet.
That's the way I feel when I see one.
I'm gonna be next
look,
week. Next week on my list, I'm gonna finish my book. I'm going to make more dehydrated sourdough. I'm gonna dehydrate sourdough starter.
Yeah.
I'm working on it right now because we only have.
No, we don't have
bags.
any.
Oh, I have 3 bags here. They're also
one. Then you have one.
Yeah, I have 1 bag.
One available, but that's okay. You can order. You can place your order, and Patty's going to make some more this week.
Yeah,
so
I'm working on it right now.
All the orders we've gotten are going out in the mail tomorrow, and so we've got one unspoken for. It's available at the link in the top of the description. But she's going to be making some more, so don't wait. You can get yours, and we'll keep track of it. And we'll have it on the way to you as soon as it's ready. But you just need to give us a week or 10 days to get it done and to you. What?
Andy said that He told Mike that he bet he could come up with a nice little princess crown for his new sourdough princess status.
Yeah. That's right,
That's
Jen.
funny.
And it's French, which makes it harder.
Yeah.
Omelette du fromage. That was from a Steve Martin album.
Mm.
Oh, y'all.
What? Oh.
Go ahead.
And you're going to be making a Log Ox video.
And I'm going to be making a Log Ox video with Patty
Yes.
as the star of the
Yeah.
Log Ox video. And hopefully hopefully my goal is to have the Marriage Tips for Men ebook ready for Valentine's Day.
Yes. I told him he could do it. He's like, I don't have time now. I'm like, yes, you do. You can do it.
I don't have a timeline on the other book or book/2 because that's a lot of work to be done. And my high dollar editors are going to be working on that to help me get it in a presentable fashion. What else?
Rock's Corner, I don't know if you can use almond flour and sourdough starter. I know Wanda at Deep South has been working on getting a gluten-free starter going, and she may have used almond flour. In fact, she that may be a flour she does use a lot. So she would be the one to ask that question too. So Wanda, if you're still here, answering please.
Oh, all of our Princess Bride homies.
Oh yeah.
Patty just found, and I hadn't watched it yet, but she found it on YouTube and she watched it under the Alderman Farms YouTube account and she liked it. So what that means is, if you go to Twitter, if you're following Alderman Farms at Alderman Farms on Twitter, if you're not, why not? Go to Twitter and follow at Alderman Farms. And in our timeline, when we like a video on YouTube, it tweets it that, hey, I just like the YouTube video. And it was a reunion show from like 2011, you said, right?
Yes, 2011.
It was like 2011 on Good Morning America or something. And Patty watched it. I saw just a few minutes, or listened to a few minutes. It was a hoot.
It had 6 or 7 of them on there.
6 or 7 of the cast members, which Andre the Giant died before that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you can find that link on our Twitter feed at Alderman Farms on Twitter. And we're on Instagram at Alderman Farms. We're on Pinterest, although we don't do anything. We're going to start at Alderman. We're at Alderman Farms everywhere.
Nunda watched Princess Bride today. She said, "As you wish."
I'm so good. I'm so jealous.
So,
Yeah, I
know,
think
we
they
need
were
to watch it.
asking.
We
I
haven't
think they
watched
were
it.
asking Carrie Elways how many times people said that to him or whatever, and I think he said at his funeral people were going to be saying "As you wish."
Yeah,
You know?
who is that?
The
Former
Man
boy?
in Black. Yeah,
No, former boy.
yeah, that's him. Same guy.
The Man in Black. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, yeah, he said on his tombstone he thought it was going to be written "As you wish"
Yeah.
because people and I don't know those people's names. I don't keep up with those people. But anyway, people still come up to him in the street and get them to say, stuff and everything
Yeah.
from the show. And
Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
but it was neat.
Hello.
All right, you guys stop it. Do you want to tell them what next Sunday show is? We're gonna be doing on the next Sunday show.
Yes, on next Sunday show, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, and our stuff comes in. We think it came in. We think it's at the post office. Live on Alderman Farms, we're going to be making a brand new batch of Relax and Restore Beard Balm that will be for sale in the Alderman Farms store. And so we're going to be doing that live on YouTube and on Facebook next Sunday at 8 p.m. Sunday at 8 p.m. Central.
You crazy. Oh, Nana says inconceivable.
You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Marie said that she just watched it again last week. Grandma Rose says she loves the movie Made by Heart Homestead. Kim Farmer said she watched it this week too.
Kim, did you get your package? Probably not.
No, shouldn't have. Probably not. I was late.
Yeah, we were kind of late on that. But anyway, all right. Peace out. We got to go. We're overtime. I wonder if they're overtime. They're still going?
He's talking about that football.
Yeah,
game.
hang on a second.
They were talking about the football game, and I was like,
Man.
"Who's playing? New Orleans?" Just
That's
teasing
funny.
them. I really need.
If anybody cares, Philly is up 38-33 with 1:10 left in the game, and Philly's attempting a field goal.
Kelly wants to know if I have any seed started. No.
And they made it.
They don't care about the whole thing.
I don't either, really, but just kind of.
We have to rework my greenhouse. That's one thing oh, it's February. You need to pull that greenhouse over here because we've got to put some more stuff on it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got to get it going like soon.
Okay.
Okay.
I should be able to do that this week.
We should be starting seeds in the next couple of weeks.
Bye.
Good night.
We got to go now.
Thank y'all.
Thanks for joining us. We appreciate y'all so much. More than you know, I promise you. Drop us a line. Hit us up on Twitter. Send us an email. See us on Facebook. See you next week.